Now, Earth Day serves as a yearly reminder about the importance of the environment. The focus on ensuring the survival of our planet is broad. From climate change to the protection of endangered species, elephants are still poached from their ivory in certain countries, especially on the African continent. A new series from National Geographic titled Secrets of the Elephants aims to help understand these gentle giants. And my favorite animal, explorer Ntokozo Mbuli from the National Geographic joins me now live in studio to tell us more about this. Thank you so much for your time. We do appreciate it. You wearing grey for the elephants and I'm wearing green for Earth Day. Let's just speak about the fact that you are a National Geographic explorer, what this actually means, and the secrets of the elephants, what it's aimed at achieving, and the importance of highlighting elephants. You know, we see these big giant elephants and we don't realize how endangered they actually are.
Okay, so let me start with the first part of your question. What's a National Geographic Explorer? So I'm part of a community of National Geographic explorers from all over the world. So what it means is that we are supported and funded by the National Geographic Society to do more of what we already do. So these are scientists, researchers, storytellers, educators whose core business is to contribute to a better planet. And the National Geographic Society funds us in this. And so Secrets of the Elephants is just one. I mean, it's by filmmaker James Cameron, who's a National Geographic explorer at large. It's got Dr. Paula Kahumbu as a character in the story presenting the series. She's also a National Geographic explorer. And it takes us through the journeys of different elephant families in the desert, Asian elephants, savanna elephants, and rainforest elephants. And it helps us understand them better. And it also gives us a little bit of insight into issues such as human-wildlife conflict, you know, understanding how they live, how they've adapted, some of the challenges that they face, all packaged in a beautifully shot entertainment property that I hope gives a lot of insight to viewers and educates viewers a lot about not just elephants but wildlife in general.
Speak to us about the importance of this series though, and why it was important to highlight. I mean, you've briefly mentioned the importance of it, but why it was so important to highlight elephants specifically, so your key takeaways from this series.
Okay, so I mentioned a little bit about the human-wildlife conflict. It comes up a lot in the series, in all 4 episodes. But elephants, like many other species in South Africa and in Africa, are at risk of not just climate change, not just habitat loss, not just poaching. But if you look at all these things that I've mentioned, humans have had something to do with us getting to this point. So now it's a series about elephants. The more we know and understand any part of the natural world, the better equipped we are to contribute to the conservation of that species.
Yeah, so how do we equip ourselves? Because when you see an elephant, I mean, you panic, you want to run the other way.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of mixed feelings about elephants. They're so beautiful, but they're so big and daunting and overwhelming and scary. But how can we as humans, and just the average person watching this saying, how can we make a difference? Because, you know, elephants are endangered. Like, it's a sad reality, but they are.
So, you know, what if I told you that when an elephant sees you, it thinks,
there's no way.
What is this? This is threatening. How daunting. What do I do? You know? And elephants, just like any wildlife, they don't seek out to attack humans. You know, whether it's an elephant or a snake or a lion, they're always defending themselves, you know? So when in national parks, obeying the park rules. Don't stand up in a game vehicle. Don't get out of the car. Don't throw things at the elephants. Don't make noises. Don't try to touch them, you know? Those rules are not put in place just for the fun of it. It's so that the wildlife can feel safe. It's so that elephants are huge and they're beautiful and they're majestic, and we can enjoy them when we go out to the national parks. But we also need to protect them and ourselves by obeying park rules. So that's one thing that we can do to contribute. But another really important thing that we should really think about is every single day, think about the decisions that you make each day, you know, because we seem to think that, especially with wildlife like elephants, that's something like it's distant from us and it doesn't really affect us if we live in the cities, or you know, we're not in the villages adjacent to game parks, and we feel like you know, wildlife challenges don't affect us. But they do, because what we do in our daily lives in the cities contribute to some of the biggest challenges that are facing elephants today. You'll see in the series that the first episode of the series is on desert elephants, and well, I don't want to spoil it, but you know what desert elephants are savanna elephants who have had to adapt to the desert, and the story of how they got there has got a lot to do with them not having enough space, you know. In the second and third episode, there's a lot of human wildlife issues that affect the elephants directly, but the reason why there's human wildlife issues is also because of us, you know.
And I'm sure climate change, and
climate change is because of us, you know. So we need to think really carefully about the decisions that we make each day. What are we doing? Where are we going? What are we eating? Is it sustainable? Are we aligning our daily lives with a more sustainable future? Because if we do, then we are contributing to the greater solution of protecting our elephants. You know, the sad thing about elephants being poached for their ivory is that ivory is like their tooth, you know, and if you cut it, it'll bleed. Do you know what I mean? So it's not. It feels like such a silly thing. It's such a tragic thing for us to lose our elephants. Our big tuskers, you know, that we used to have in high numbers, are all almost virtually gone. You know, and all of these are themes that are going to be come out in the series. You know, the series obviously launched on Earth Day yesterday. It is on National Geographic channel, it is on Disney Plus, and viewers will be able to see it. And I really encourage that they do, because you will learn so much about conservation, about who us as human beings, the role that we play in the conservation of elephants. You'll understand elephants better, so that when you do come across an elephant, you don't feel like it's this big nasty thing that's about to trample me.
And they're so smart, that's the thing. Sorry, I've run out of time, but you've briefly mentioned the fact that you can find it on National Geographic, but if somebody's watching and wants to be part of this, watch the series, help with conserving our beautiful elephants, you know, what's that process like, and where can they watch the series?
They can watch the series on the National Geographic Wild channel, DSTV 182. They can also see it on Disney Plus. I encourage viewers to watch all 4 episodes back to back. And if there's any further information that people want regarding elephants, or you know what they can do, or more information, the National Geographic website is the best bet.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for coming through to studio. We do appreciate it. And you have a great job. I'm sure you're always with elephants, right?
They're my favorite animal too.
Oh, wow, lovely. Okay, thank you so much. That was Ntokozo Mbuli, who's a National Geographic explorer. And I also advise you to just go have a look at all 4 episodes, because at the end of the day, we can also make a difference in saving these beautiful animals. We'll have more news after the break. Do stay with eNCA.